Marvin Hunter, welcome to Irie Chat. I just want to say I'm a big fan. I watch all your material. First question I have for you is that you're actually from here in Pittsburgh.
Yes, born and raised.
So how was it growing up in the Mississippi Delta?
It was quaint. It was sheltered, but I enjoyed it. You live in a bubble when you're from a small town. But I had a lot of fun. We didn't have much, but you don't know it if everybody around you doesn't have much. So I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my upbringing here.
So how long have you been living, or how long have you lived in Pittsburgh?
I lived there. I was raised here, and then when I was 19, went to the Navy. And so I haven't lived here since then, but I'm always back. I always try to come back. I love it here.
Well, speaking of that, you come back. You also come back for the Thanksgiving comedy special every year. Last year included big names as Kerwin Claiborne and J.J. Williamson. So what made you actually bring that event here?
Well, I always wanted to do something for my city. Comedy-wise, not a lot to do here, with the entertainment type of thing. So I got with a promoter, Elton Pope, who's out of here, and we came up with this 9 years ago. We've been doing it for 9 years, every year, Thanksgiving time. It usually is the day after Thanksgiving, but this past year, we actually had it on Thanksgiving night. Big hit, and each year we're growing, and next year for our 10th year, we plan on doing something really special.
You want to share us a little what that may be?
Well, try to bring some bigger acts, some much bigger acts.
Okay.
Try to always give back for the city. I love it here, love my town.
I look forward to it. Well, my first time actually seeing you was actually your performance at the Chuckles Comedy Club in Jackson, which you absolutely killed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've actually been performing for years, though. So what would you say is the one comedy club that you haven't performed yet that you would like to?
Caroline's in New York.
Caroline's in New York?
I would love to do that.
What's so special about that place?
It's just kind of like a mecca, the big names are there hanging out, I want to be counted, amongst people that's been. I've been to LA, I've done the run in LA, but and I've performed in New York, but never at, Cellar or Caroline's. I would love to perform at Caroline's in New York.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, when you do perform there, I'll make sure to watch that show.
Okay, absolutely.
Well, I've seen you perform, and like I said, you absolutely killed it. What's your favorite joke to give to the audience?
Oh, lately I've been on this thing about how ugly people are very confident these days, and I find it fascinating how ugly people deem it necessary to comment about fat people. We both have a struggle. Maybe we should hold hands and pray about it. I can lose weight, but I don't know what you're going to do for that face without money. So I always find that fascinating. I go into this whole run, about a lady one time told me, you're pretty funny for a fat dude. And I told her, you're pretty bold for ugly such and such. So, love to do that, because everybody can relate to that, because ugly people are out of control these days. None of us are gorgeous, but some people are just really, if you're really ugly, you should be shy. That's how I see it. You should be a shy person.
Well, Marvin, you've actually performed with such big names as Ricky Smiley, Kevin Hart. You open up for those guys. Do you have any stories to share about working with them?
I'll tell you something about the stars. It's not always what you see. Like, take for instance Ricky Smiley, which I love him. You know what I'm saying? But Ricky is a happy-go-lucky, but Ricky hecklers beware, because he will step off into their. I don't know if we can cuss on him, but he will step off into that butt knee deep, and I think that's one thing that surprised me when I first started going out with it. And also, like with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is actually a very, very nice guy. I know that. The documentary just came out. There's a lot of chatter about some of the scenes, but I'm telling you, he's really a normal, everyday, nice guy. That's what I take away from him.
Well, I know you've probably met a lot of hilarious people throughout your career. Who would you say is the funniest person you've ever met?
Wow, that's hard to say. That's really hard. I met so many. The people that I find the funniest would probably be people that wouldn't be on anybody's radar. Darius Bradford from St. Louis is one. He's hilarious. Prescott out of Memphis is hilarious. And these are not household names, but they are some of the funniest people that I've ever seen ever. My favorite comedian of all time is Patrice O'Neal. That's my guy. I never had a chance to meet him. You know, God rest his soul. But that dude there is everything. And then of course Dave Chappelle. Of course, Dave Chappelle is like a god in comedy. I think he is. He is not now, but he will be the greatest of all time. I really do believe that. You know. So.
Well, I know you're, besides being a full-time comedian, you're also a Navy veteran.
Yes.
So how has your military experience impacted your career in comedy?
Well, my persona is grumpy uncle. No nonsense. A lot of that comes from my dad, but a lot of it comes from the Navy, being in the military. You know, it is what it is, type of thing. You know, everything's not black and white, but everything's not gray area either. We seem to live in a world where everybody wants to think everything's a gray area. It's not. Up is still up, down still down, and the Navy instilled that in me. You know.
Well, I heard even throughout your military experience that you've even performed at places like Guam over in the Western Pacific.
Yes.
So how was that experience?
It was great. It was great. They like to laugh too. Everybody likes to laugh. The only thing that I find, being from Mississippi, I have a southern twang, so I have to slow it down. But other than that, you know, people like to laugh, so this doesn't matter.
I follow you on social media, especially your Instagram, and as I was saying before, all your postings are hilarious. They make my day, and you post some unique stuff. It's always something different with you. Where do you get the ideas for all these postings?
Well, life, how it strikes me. If I see something, I say, well, I need to talk about that. Usually I draw from what angers me or aggravates me or annoys me, really, to be honest with you. But I give my commentary on it, and I don't really try to be funny. It's just that it comes across that way. People who like me, they like the rant. They like that. So, you know, they like me more than what I'm saying. You know, or should I put it? They like the way I say it.
Yeah, the way you say it is hilarious, especially when you get that cold stare. Yeah, I think that's the most hilarious part. Oh, you mentioned this grumpy uncle persona, which I've asked people around that know you from here that know about this grumpy uncle persona, and you also post about it throughout your postings on social media. So for those who are not familiar with it, you want to explain what this grumpy uncle persona is, and where you get it from?
There's a person in every family who is no nonsense. There's an uncle, you know, a dad, a granddad that's no nonsense. Maybe not so much a mean guy, but he's a guy that's going to tell you how it is, point blank, and really doesn't care about how you take it. I like that person. I think that person keeps the universe balanced. I want to be that person. I am that person. And that's what I put out there. In comedy, it's a such thing called finding your voice, and that's my voice. I used to tell jokes, the same jokes, and then one day I delivered the punchline kind of angry and annoyed, and got a different reaction from the crowd. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Next time I came back, delivered the same joke again, delivered that punchline, aggravated and angry. No smiles. Like, oh. The next time I came back, I tried to do most of the act like that and I was like, boom, that's it. I ran with it from there. But it's really not an act, it's really how I feel, you know, but I never thought people would find it funny. You know, but they do.
No, I love the persona. I recently became an uncle myself, so I think I can fit that grumpy uncle persona pretty well. I've seen all your postings, or a lot of your postings, and I watch a lot of your stand-up, especially on YouTube. Seems like you pretty much talk about everything. Is there anything off limits for you to talk about?
No. If I feel it, I'll talk about it. Now, there's a way to do everything. I don't think there's any protected species out there. I completely reject that cancel culture type of thing we're dealing with right now. I feel like everything is open to talk about, but it's how you talk about it, and it has to be funny. If you just come across as mean, then that's a whole nother thing, but it has to be funny. I don't play a lot with God. You know, I don't. You know, not necessarily I don't, but I don't do that a lot. You know, And that's just my personal preference, you know. But I don't hold that against comedians that do. I feel like comedy is like that last smash of the free speech, man, and I don't want to mess with it. I hate when people go to mess with it, you know, regardless of what the content is. Respect the art, you know, for them to be able to say it. Because if you don't like them, don't go to the shows, don't listen, you know. But people should be able to say whatever they want to say. Now, they should have to deal with the consequences of that, but they should be able to say it.
Well, your album, Instead of Thumbing My Grits, came out not too long ago. Can we expect any new material or shows from you anytime soon?
Absolutely. I got some stuff in the works right now. I think the title of my next album might be I've Been Grumpy. I think that might be it. I'm really zeroing in, but like I told you off camera before, 2020, I'm really focusing on trying to conquer this internet thing. I think that's the next frontier of comedy. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, but that's my goal. But definitely new material on the horizon. Definitely. And a new album.
Well, I mean, I follow you on your Instagram, and it seems like you're really taking over. I mean, I've seen like you post like a couple of postings a day, and I'll go through all of them and just. It cracks me up. So it really brightens my day, like all the postings that you have. It's hilarious. If anyone's not following you, they definitely should follow your Instagram.
Hey, always.
Comedian Marvin Hunter.
Comedian Marvin H. Comedian Marvin H.
Yeah.
On Instagram and Twitter, and Marvin Hunt's fan page on Facebook.
Well, Marvin, we're at the end of our interview. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want your fans to know?
Oh, you pretty much covered it. I mean, you know, family man, you know what I mean? I currently live in Atlanta. I'm from the great city of Vicksburg. I love my hometown. Try to give back as much as I can. Class of '89 Gators all day. You know, no Vikings over here. You know, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's a big rivalry. Oh, yeah. You're all serious about your high school football here.
Really serious. I'm a Gator all day. 1989. Yep.
Cool. Well, Marvin, thank you so much for doing this interview with us and doing this interview with Irie Chat. To show our appreciation for you, I actually went to your favorite cigar spot here in Vicksburg and I wanted to buy you a box of your favorite cigars. Unfortunately, we could only afford one of those cigars.
Oh, wow.
So, enjoy this cigar.
Hey, man. Thank you so much, man. See those are my favorite. These can be a little pricey. But I thank you so much.
No problem. But yeah, enjoy this cigar from us. But from the bottom of my heart, Marvin, thank you so much for doing this and joining us on Irie Chat today. Best of luck on everything.
Best of luck to you too.
Yeah, thank you.